What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really let, hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these pants on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he started talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequence. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. If you up in my DMs, I do want to see if you had a blue thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
There we go. Hey, people. What is going on? What's going on? What is going on? Y'all let me know if my audio is okay. Let me know my audio okay, y'all. Everything okay with my audio today? What's going on, y'all? We are here. Ooh, we are here. Now listen. Hey, Janae. Hey, Janae. Hey, Tracy W. Hey, Montrez. Tracy C. The Double Mint Twins are here. Hey, what's going on, Tanya? Hey, Boo. Lemon Kush Pepper. Tracy W. Everybody's filing in. Y'all file on in. File on in. Thank y'all for being here. We are here. We are here. Listen. So let me start by, so remember I told y'all that I was going to be working on trying to, hey, Symmetry, I'm at about 75%, Tracy W. Thank you for asking. So I'm at about 75. Hey, Symmetry. So we getting there. We almost there. We getting there. When you hear me say, I'm going to go get me some crab legs, or some crabs. If I say I'm going to get me some crabs, please understand, we back in the saddle. So, remember I told y'all, that I would be working on a sugar spike intro. Oh wait, did I upload it? Hold on, y'all. Because what happened was I was working on one and I had a preliminary one that I wanted to show y'all that I have been working on just so y'all can see it. Hold on. Let me see if that'll upload. Hold on, y'all. Give it a second. Let's see if this will upload. Because I want y'all to see what I'm working on. It ain't done yet. It's not done. The preliminary um sugar spike live intro. Remember a couple weeks ago we had a sugar spike live and I said, oh, we should do a sugar spike live intro. And so I've been working on it. It ain't done yet. It's still in, under construction phases. But I want y'all to see what the intro is like right now. Y'all ready for it? Let me know if y'all ready. Put a 27 in the chat if you ready. If you say play it, L Teddy, put a 27 in the chat. If you say no, hold it until you finish with it all the way, and then we'll see it when you finish. Put a 1 in the chat. So if you want me to wait until it's all the way finished, put a 1. If you want to see what I got so far, put a 27. No, I got to be at about a 90, Tracy, before I put the footprints on the ceiling. Montrez say play what we got. Tanya say play what we got. Hey Renee, what's going on, boo? Tracy say go with what we got. Hey Crispies say go with what we got. Hey Xavier. So y'all say let's see what we have so far. Now, mind you, it's gonna be kind of long. Y'all know my intros be long. But this is this is the preliminary, what we have so far for the sugar spike intro. Hold on.
And that is not our biggest sugar spike of the day. Oh no, that is not our major sugar spike of the day.
In this day and time, we need a savior. Time is winding up, and there is so much to do. I must act of you, please say forward. Sing the song when my Savior comes. Be ready. I love you, Lord, because you died on Calvary for you and me. The question is, will you be ready when my Savior comes? When it comes,
Major sugar spike.
Oh God. You see, this is the part that I like. So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten Son.
Major sugar spike.
And We win the politics. Shall ever believe they shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Take us out, Moose. I want to know, I must ask of you the simple way.
Okay, I got a couple more scenes. I got a excerpt from Meatloaf and his rant that he had on the Celebrity Apprentice. That's gonna be extra funny to slide up in there. I got a Mitch McConnell clip to slide up in there. I got a couple. It's by the time it's done, it is gonna be epic gold. Do you hear me? So I'm not finished. As I watched it that time, I see some timing issues to line everything up. Y'all know I'm a perfectionist, so I need everything to kind of be lined up perfectly. Don't worry, it's coming. But you see, the base of it is gonna be the whole song clip. It's gonna probably be a 5-minute intro by the time I'm done. Just let me. Don't worry, we working on it. Okay. Now, since we're here and we already had our boy Larry come up, might as well do Sugar Spikes first. Ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, it's officially time for your Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So long, well, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe
Major Sugar Spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Now we gonna get it lined. You see how that one lines up like perfectly? We gonna get it all lined up perfectly like that. In sync, into don't worry. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. So we're gonna start now. If you could figure out how to have sugar pouring in the background, on the sides, in the blank space. Oh, now you're trying to give me a challenge, Tracy. Don't challenge me. I'm gonna see what I can do about that. Okay, see what I can do. See what I can do. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna see what I can do. You know, I don't have any snacks quintessential. I haven't really been eating snacks and sweets like that because I've been sick. So I've been avoiding sweets and snacks and stuff. And what I have today is I just opened and it's just regular fruit punch Gatorade. Who drinks regular flavors for Gatorade? But that's what I have. This is weird. I haven't drank a regular flavor. Like I don't drink fruit punch. I don't drink orange. I don't drink lemon lime. Those 3 flavors I never drink. And I don't know how I even had a fruit punch here, but nevertheless, it's here. Yeah. And shout out to Quintessential because Quintessential does not just come in here and ask me what's the snacks for the day, but Quintessential is a regular person who always contributes to the snack fund. Quintessential about once a week or once every other week, normally once a week, will send something and say, this for the snack fund, go get some snacks. So I want to publicly thank Quintessential for always contributing to the snack fund. MVN does as well. MVN always contributes she's another one, at least once a week, she always says, here's something for the snack fund. Right, I ain't got no snack. I do have some a bottle of BioLite over there, Tracy. I do have a bottle of BioLite over there. Yeah, I ain't got no sugar, no snacks today. Hold on, everybody, stop, please. I got to put this up on the camera. Please, everybody, stop what you're doing. I need everybody to say hello to Ravine. Let me make a whole moment. Hi, Ravine. Hello, Ravine. How was your day today? Did everything go swell for you today, Ravine? Are you happy to be here, Ravine? Because if we don't make a moment out of Ravine being here, please, y'all, stop everything we got going on in programming in the dossier to say hello to Ravine. Ravine, do you feel welcome? Hey, Weezy F, I feel like I ain't seen you in a bit, boo. How you doing? I see the little baby done slid in. Wants to go to this game with me. Since all right, I got you, little baby. I'll find out. A lot of people been trying to sell their tickets. I saw a lot of my friends been trying to sell their tickets. Quintessential slid in here. Hey, everybody that slid in. Some of y'all know about sliding in places. Lord, just Mia MJ done slid in, child. We done had some of y'all done had some stuff slid in y'all way. Child. You know, nuh Ravine, don't be talking about Yana done slid in here. Hey, Yana, boo. Don't be talking about you embarrassed. No, Ravine, because the last time you said, oh, L Teddy ain't say hi to me. Oh, L Teddy ain't reading my comments. Oh, L Teddy don't like me. Oh, can you see me, L Teddy? Am I blocked? Am I timed out? You okay, Ravine? God, be having whole moments. Child. Oh, I thought you had just slid in. Okay, so y'all. Our first story in our Sugar Spike moment is an update, y'all. Now, we have been following this story for some time, and we have been following this story for quite some time, and so I wanted to give you all an update on I have an update on this story. So give me a moment while I pull it up and set it up for you. All right. So remember the story of the young man. His name was DeMontario Gibson. DeMontario Gibson. Um, I got you, Deuce Club. I got you. Why you think I always do like this at the end? That's for my Deuce Club. I'm not saying peace. That's for my Deuce Clubs out there. They don't know about that quintessential. They don't know about them Deuce Clubs. Anyway, um, DeMontario Gibson, if you remember, he is the young man who was the FedEx driver. And remember, the white man shot at the he was trying to deliver a package, and the white man shot at him. And FedEx tried to make him go right back to work afterwards. Remember that case? We covered it a couple different times. This was in Mississippi, and if you remember, um, he put in a case in federal criminal court, and the case was dismissed. This was back in, I think, August or July. The case was dismissed out of federal court. So now he has come back and he said, "Well, y'all won't the penal system won't do what they got to do. Well, run me my coins." FedEx acting crazy. The justice system is acting crazy. So now run me my coins. So he's taking the man to civil court now. He's taking the man who shot at him and his son. His name was Gregory Chase, and his son Brandon, who shot at the FedEx truck and stuff like that. So he's suing them. Um, I think for $5 million. If I saw, hold on. Yes. So the information that I have says that he is now taking them to civil court for $5 million. Run that boy his coins. FedEx, you playing games? Because FedEx told them, oh, because he said, well, can I at least get a at work home, a desk job where I can work from home? Because he said he was traumatized he was afraid to go and drive and deliver packages in some of these white ass neighborhoods out here where the same thing would happen and there would be no repercussions or consequences. And this boy could have lost his goddamn life just trying to do his job. The criminal justice system, we chronicled that. We broke down the whole story about there was the sheriff in that town was in cahoots with the district attorney and the local prosecutor and stuff like that, all up and down the federal judicial system. We chronicled that when we did the case earlier. He tried to go back to his job at FedEx. FedEx told him, no, ain't nothing we could do for you. If you want a job, it's going to be for driving out there. And he was like, really? Because we all know it's thousands of workers at FedEx who don't do nothing but sit at a desk and work remotely, right? We do know that. But they wouldn't let this young man get one of those jobs, right? So run that man his money. I hope he get every dime and more. I hope he get every dime and more. We will continue to monitor the case. Like I told y'all last time, I will give y'all updates as they come. That's one of the updates that I have. We will continue to monitor these updates and I'll let y'all know what happens from there. Here's the case, story that I was supposed to give y'all on Tuesday, but we went too long and I didn't get a chance to get it to you. Let me read the headline. Hold on. Well, ladies, if you got something to drink, go ahead and I'm not something to drink, something to eat that's got some sugar in it. Ladies, go ahead and regulate your sugar levels now because the headline alone is gonna piss you off. I'm just telling you now, ladies, the headline alone is gonna piss you off. Here's the headline. Texas Attorney General's office argues women should sue doctors, not the state, over lack of abortion access. Mm, mm. Hey, Spicy Original. I'm just telling y'all. I'm just reading what the people. That's all I'm doing is reading. Mm. I'm just reading what the people wrote in the headline. Let me read that for you again because I don't think the people heard me in the back. Texas Attorney General's office argues women should sue doctors, not the state, over lack of abortion access. Xavier, we're here. I'm trying to understand too. Let me read this for you. This is coming from thehill.com. Lawyers in the Texas Attorney General's office said Tuesday that women should sue their doctors, not the state, over a lack of access to abortion in defending the state's strict law. Beth Klusman of the Texas Attorney General's office made the point on oral arguments in the state Supreme Court before the state Supreme Court in a case challenging Texas's abortion ban, which bans doctors from providing abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, typically around 6 weeks into pregnancy, with exceptions only for cases in which the life of the mother is at risk. Quote, if a woman is bleeding, if she has amniotic fluid running down her legs, then the problem is not with the law. It's with the doctors. End of quote. And that's a quote from oral arguments at the state Supreme Court down to the great state of Texas. This is not like a SNL sketch. You know, this is some comedic parody. These are real oral arguments that are being made before the Texas Supreme Court. Hey, Cherise. Klusman was responding to plaintiffs in the case who had charged the legislation had plunged the state into a health care crisis. The lawsuit in Zarowski versus Texas was brought by 22 women who said that state law had forced them to carry non-viable and dangerous pregnancies to term. In other words, to go through the ordeal of pregnancy with a fetus that would not survive, and that in many cases was putting them at serious risk. The suit brought by the Center for Reproductive Freedom charges that many of the 22 women were denied care because, despite the severity of the damage that the non viable pregnancy was doing their body, doctors told them they weren't quite sick enough for it to be clearly life threatening. 40 businesses have also signed a brief in support of the suit, arguing that ambiguities in the law have incurred a substantial financial cost, nearly 15 billion in lost revenues, and businesses and employees leaving the state. The plaintiffs argued that the 2021 law flew in the face of a long history of doctors being allowed to determine when abortion was necessary to preserve the health of the mother under state law, even when the procedure in general was not legal. They contended that while the legislation included language intended to allow abortions in life threatening cases, it was so vaguely worded and its penalties so harsh that it amounted to a total ban that threatened the lives of mothers already carrying babies who would not survive. Quote, the last 2 years are an aberration from a centuries long practice in Texas that allowed physicians broad direct discretion over when abortion was necessary to preserve their patients' lives. And that's a quote from Molly Duane, an attorney for the Center for Reproductive Rights. Listen, here's what they want you to do. What they want to happen is, since they're blaming doctors, what they're saying is, doctors, well, if you got amniotic fluid leaking out and you bleeding, well, don't blame us, blame the doctors. So what they're saying is, doctors, just go ahead. If you need to lie and fudge the truth and just say that the mother's life is at risk, then just say that, and then maybe you could do the abortion. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing? And for you to try to throw the blame off on you, raggedy ass legislature in the great state of Texas, as if, don't blame us, blame the doctors, because doctors have, integrity, perhaps, when it comes to how they treat their patients. They're not just going to say, oh, something is something when it's not that thing. And if you have told them, unless the life of the mother is at risk, notice they said, unless the life of the mother is at risk. They didn't even say if the mother would have irreparable damage. They didn't even say if it would cause the mother to have prevailing pain and or suffering. They didn't say any of that. The only out is the life of the mother, which gives way for a lot of other things that could be happening to the mother that doesn't give the doctors the go ahead to give an abortion. The people said blame the doctors, don't blame them. She said blame the doctor. I'm going to put the article in the chat because they really did a good job of really breaking this down and going through all of the different ways that this is wrong, and how detrimental this could be to a mother. Now, here's the deal. And y'all know how these things go. That's the link to the article right there. Here's the deal. This is how these things go, right? Y'all know what's gonna happen. Oh, Texas got away with that. And now we have several other states that not only are going to, but already have copied the Texas model. Remember, Texas was the first one on the books years ago. We chronicled this year. Remember, Texas had almost a complete abortion ban before the Supreme Court even overturned Roe v. Wade. Remember, Texas had gotten rid of every abortion clinic except one in the entire state. And they were telling that one abortion clinic that, oh, they were finding all kinds of ways to shut them down. Just a mess. Oh, no, Xavier, I know you ain't talking about the Hippocratic Oath. I know you don't expect them to give a shit about Hippocratic Oath. No, we don't care about that. No, there's Hippocratic Oath. No, they don't care about that. No, they don't care about that, Xavier. The people said blame the doctors. Don't blame us. Because the politicians think, well, hell, we don't give a shit about the oaths of office that we take to uphold constitutions and to uphold the law. And they don't give a shit about that in politics. So why would they want doctors to give a shit about that in medicine? I'm just saying. A mess. A mess. We ain't got time to labor long on this, y'all. I just wanted to bring that to y'all. I was supposed to bring that to y'all on Tuesday. But we got long-winded on Tuesday with our and didn't even get to our sugar spiky moments. Here's another sugar spiky moment. So they don't want no baby with their side chicks and they can't have them in the back, child. Let's be clear. These people only care about the baby while it's in your stomach. Once you push that baby out, they could give a shit. They really don't care. Once the baby has been birthed, they don't care. We've seen that over and over and over. So, want to know what your president is talking about doing? I'm sorry, your former president is talking about doing when he goes in office again, because there's a very good possibility he probably can and will end up winning this next election. Oh, he's talking about deploying the military in black cities. Let me read this to you. Political experts say black and brown communities should have serious concerns after former President Donald Trump renewed calls to send military troops to Democratic controlled cities to address crime if he were to return to the White House. Quote, there's no dog whistle, it's full on dog barking, end quote, warned political scientist Christine M. Greer. While on the campaign trail in Iowa this year, Trump said he was prevented as president from using his executive powers to use military units to combat crimes and violence in cities led by Democrats. In a hypothetical second term, the leading Republican presidential candidate suggested he would not again fold to pushback from within his administration or military leadership. Quote, the next time I'm not waiting, end quote, he said, as reported by the Associated Press. He added, quote, we don't have to wait any longer, end quote. Trump has long called out cities such as New York, Washington, and Chicago for being, quote, crime dens, end quote, where city leaders are unable to address the violence and crime occurring under their watch. Here's the deal. We know what that is. That's a dog whistle to black and minority communities around the country. But here's the fact of the matter is, it wasn't just people in his administration telling him no. He doesn't have the authority to do that. There is already laws on the books and constitutional amendments that say that you cannot use the United States military against against the citizens of the United States, which is why in states we have the National Guard. And the National Guard is controlled and governed by the state governors. Where's my political scientists in the room? Y'all correct me if I'm when I go astray by political scientists in the room. I wish Abby or not Abby, really be or somebody was in here to make sure I'm quoting it right. Now, from what I understand, and I do understand these things quite well, the United States president and no one under under the law has the authority to use United States military on United States citizens. That is absolutely against the law. So if and when you try to do so, either by executive order or any other means, the leadership of the military will not pull the trigger. That is one thing. Hey, MBA, I was just talking about you earlier. Um, Good to see you. Good to see you. And thank you. I got your cash app the other day, MBN. Thank you so much, my love. Um, that's why you always hear military leaders, they always say, we do not, although he may be the commander in chief, we follow the letter of the law. If the commander in chief instructs us to do something and that goes against the Constitution and or laws that are on the books for these yet to be United States of America, we will not comply and we will let him know in swift order we will not do that, which is why the United States president cannot order military troops to be used and to go um, into cities and attack or police United States citizens. We have National Guard that can be put in place, but once again, the National Guard is at the will and pleasure of those state governors. So all of this bloviating and blathering about how you're going to do that, you're just sending dog whistles to your people. But I'll say like this: we don't need any extra reason or anything else that we need to know in order to know that Donald Trump is a horrible hate mongerer, a racist demagogue. We don't need anything else to tell us that. But nevertheless, here we are. One of these stories is real spiky, so I keep holding off. I keep wanting to click um on this story, but it is real sugar spiky, and I don't want to read that story because it triggers me. It really does trigger me. But I guess eventually I'm gonna have to get to it. Let me get to some other stories before I get to those two stories because they're real spiky. Okay. Um okay. This story says Florida woman. We'll stop there. Do we need to know any more? The headline starts Florida woman. And you know it's about to be downhill from here, right? First two words of the headline, Florida woman. Where do we go from here? The headline says Florida woman arrested after accidentally hitting her son with a car while trying to strike boy who was fighting him. Quantavia Samuels, oh yes, that is her name, Quantavia. Quantavia Samuel, 33, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. She was taken into custody Monday, November 28th. Jail records show she is being held on $15,000 bond. Oh God, why is she? What you know? What I didn't even read this article yet, right? When I saw the name of the lady, I said, "Watch she be from Miami? Watch she be from Miami?" And I get to this part of the article because anybody named Quantavia, she from Miami. You ain't even got to ask me. She from Miami. Quantavia. hmm Here, let me read this. The incident played out near Northwest Fifth Avenue and 77th Street in Miami. I know exactly where Fifth Avenue and 77th Street. That's right off I-95 and 79th Street. That's actually over there by that gas station, right when you get off 95 and 79th Street. The first gas station, I think that's a Citgo. What's the one that's blue and white? Is that Citgo? The blue and white gas station, because across the street is a BP. So you got right when you get off on the east side, go if you're going north from downtown Miami and you go to 79th Street, when you get off 79th Street, you get off on the east side and it's the Citgo gas station, so it's right there. So when you because 95 is like on 6th Avenue. Yeah, 95 is about 6th Avenue. So that's got to be right behind that gas station right there. 77th Street and 5th Avenue. That's right behind the gas station. That's kind of like Little Haiti. That's the outskirts of Little Haiti, though. That's really like the outskirts of Little Haiti. You know what, Xavier? You go straight to hell. Anyway, Samuel informed investigators that she told her 12-year-old to go to a friend's house to get his brother's book bag. At one point, she said her son called and told her he was quitting. He was getting jumped by other kids. One he claimed had a gun in his possession. Upon arriving at the scene, she accidentally hit her child with her Toyota RAV4 and then placed him in the vehicle. Samuel said they chased one of the kids to his residence and called law enforcement. While speaking to the officers, her son explained what happened and complained that his leg and hip were hurting. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment. The arrest document says that Samuel further explained that she managed to strike her son with the vehicle because she was trying to get them off her son. Wait a minute, ma'am. Wait a minute. Let's unpack this. Your son out. Your son went to go get some book bag that some boys had took from another child of yours. You send your 12-year-old son, say you better go on over there and get your brother book bag and don't come back without the book bag. He go over there to get the book bag. Now the whole family is fighting him because your stupid ass sent him to these random people house by himself. He go over there. Now he getting jumped. He call you. I'm trying to figure out how you getting jumped and you jumped and you managed to actually get on the phone and call your mama. But that's a whole nother story. Because if you getting jumped, I really don't feel like you have the time to be pulling out your phone, calling, unlocking it, calling. Anyway, you call your mama. Your mama come on over there. All of this time now done passed by. The mama done had enough time to get up, find her keys. I'm telling you how this goes, because you got to go find your keys. God forbid it's any other kids in the house. You either doing one or two things. You either telling them, y'all get in this car, or you saying, y'all stay in this house, don't touch nothing, don't do nothing, I'll be back in a few minutes. She find her keys, get in this car, ride on over there. You see your child in this melee in the middle of these people getting jumped, which means that there's several people around your child. But unluckily for you, you purposely running your car into the crowd, but the only person you hit is your son. You hit nobody else except your son. Oh boy. Let me continue. Oh, we're not done. The story gets better. because she didn't want to take the son to the hospital. I'd have hit my son with my Toyota RAV4, which is one of those small SUVs. It ain't a regular car, it's a whole small SUV. That's the whole story. I'd hit my son, right? Ran my son down, mowed him down with the goddamn car. Hey, Miss Baythang. She went, I guess the boys ran away, right? She put the son who she mowed down in the car and rode over to the boys' house. But wait a minute, where was y'all fighting at? Where was y'all fighting at? If y'all wouldn't have, I guess. So let me go back to the previous paragraph. The arrest documents say Samuel further explained that she, quote, managed to strike her son with the vehicle because she was trying to get them off her son, end quote. When the police interviewed the boys involved, one of the boys reportedly said, this is the son, I'm sorry, one of the boys said that when he saw Samuel's son, they started cursing at each other. He accused Samuel's son of threatening him with a gun, which prompted him to ask his cousin for help. So wait a minute. The boy who was sent over there threatened the other boy with a gun. And so the other boy said, you ain't just gonna threaten me with no gun. Let me call my cousin. Cuzzo, come over here. This fool over here threatening me with a gun. Cuzzo, come over here. The story gets better. The two boys then fight one-on-one. But after Samuel's son lost, now the 12-year-old boy that was sent over there lost, they decided to do a rematch. Oh, nah, you ain't going to beat me down. Now we got to fight again. So they decided to do a rematch. Because I'm trying to put this time together because there's a lot of time in between, right? And that's when his mother came in with her car, according to reports. A spokesperson for the Miami Police Department confirmed with local news that there was no gun in this case. So everybody perpetrating to have a gun, ain't nobody had a damn gun. Quote, she wanted to hit these kids. This is what we say all the time if there's a problem like this. The correct thing would have been that she called the police and then she can respond, which if we would have been there, we would have prevented this, end quote. And that's according to somebody down to the police station. That's the whole article. I don't know what y'all want from me. What the hell is this? Huh? Like you say it's BET, but listen, not old dog and Kate ask, you know what? I don't know what y'all want from me. I'm just reading the article. Now, to me, you know what this sounds like? You know why I can vividly put this whole story together? Because this sounds like typical Miami. This is the shit I grew up in and around. Now, this is, some people will call this the greater Liberty City area. If you live in Liberty City, you don't call that Liberty City. That's kind of like the outskirts of Little Haiti. That's what that is. That's like the outskirts of Little Haiti. You go down Fifth Avenue a little further, you'll hit Edison Park at Elementary. Now, I grew up around this shit all the time. This is the shit that happens every day in Miami. Every day. This is not news. And if you read this story in Miami, they'll be like, okay, so what's the problem? Why is this news? Because this the kind of shit. Her name Quantavia. The mama named Quantavia. Yeah. Typical Miami ass shit. Here's some good news. We do have good news in the Sugar Spike segment. Here is some good news. I have an update that is actually good news. Here's the update. Remember we did the story about the lady who police shot and killed when she was in the house taking care of her little nephews? I think this was in It was a Tatiana Jefferson. If you remember, this was in Texas, Fort Worth. And remember, a Tatiana Jefferson, she was keeping her nephew. She was babysitting her nephews, and the police rolled up around the back window, shined the light in the back window, claimed they saw somebody move, and just started shooting into the window. And the little boys, the aunt got shot and killed when the little boy was laying there right next to her. Remember that story we did about a Tatiana Jefferson? And then later on, we did the update when the little boy, the oldest brother, named Zion Carr, ended up having to testify in the case. Remember, we did the update, we did the story where the little boy ended up having to get on the witness stand and testify about what happened and relive the whole horrible murder of his aunt. Remember that? We did that story. Y'all don't remember that? Here's the update. Zion Carr, who is that 11-year-old boy that ended up having to testify, he has been awarded $3.5 million. Let me read this. A Texas city on Tuesday approved a $3.5 million settlement for a child who witnessed his aunt being fatally shot through a window of her home by a police officer 4 years ago. The Fort Worth City Council approved the settlement for Zion Carr, who was 8 when his aunt Tatiana Jefferson was killed. Zion testified at the trial last December of Aaron Dean, the officer who was convicted of manslaughter in Jefferson's death and sentenced to nearly 12 years in prison. Part of the settlement will help cover Zion's current needs and living expenses, and a savings plan will be established to pay for his college education, according to the city. Zion's mother, Amber, died in January of 2023 after battling congestive heart failure. Dean, who is white, shot Jefferson, 28-year-old black woman, on October 12, 2019. We went over that. We chronicled that whole story here. But I just wanted to give y'all the good news that they had to do something, because this woman died for no reason at all. No reason at all. Remember, if y'all remember, the police were called because the neighbor saw smoke coming out of the window, and the neighbor called the police and say, "Hey, can you come and just check on the house? I saw smoke coming out of the window." And what had happened was they were cooking something, and the food got overheated and smoke came out of the window. And yeah, that's all they got, Castro. That's all they got. They were cooking something, smoke came out of the window. The neighbor said, "Yeah, can you go and can you check call the cops, because hey, can somebody go check, because I see smoke coming out." And instead of the cops doing what they were supposed to do, they came there like it was a burglary or something, guns ablazing, and shot and killed the woman in her own house, keeping her own nephews a mess. I don't think 3.5 is enough. In more news of officers doing shit they ain't got no goddamn business doing, let me read this headline to you. Here's the headline. Here's the headline. Here is the headline. On-duty officer followed teen home and raped her in Virginia, feds say. What do you want me to do with that? I didn't say off-duty. I said on-duty officer. A former Virginia police officer was on duty when he followed a 17-year-old high school student home and raped her in his patrol car in 2019, according to officials who've announced he's been sentenced to nearly 2 decades in federal prison. That's it? Just 2 decades? You got people serving life sentences for selling an ounce of weed, but this on-duty police officer who raped a minor in his police car just gets 2 decades. I'm just trying to figure this out. Cleishon A. Cox, 31, previously pleaded guilty in state court to charges of carnal knowledge and abduction in August 2021 and was sentenced to 5 years in prison in relation to the rape. The United States Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Virginia said in a November 28th news release. He spent around 4.5 years in state custody as he awaited his federal sentence, according to the attorney's office. Now, Cox has been sentenced to 18 years in federal prison for violating the civil rights of the teenager by forcibly sexually assaulting her while on duty for Portsmouth Police Department, the attorney's office said. Quote, there are no words to describe Officer Cox's breach of our public trust. End of quote. And that's according to Jessica D. Aber, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. She went on to say in a statement, the pain that he inflicted on the victim and the community is incalculable, but I hope this resolution can bring some measure of peace to those affected, end quote. No, it ain't bringing us no measure of peace. I'm just saying. But y'all want us to, you know, give full-throated support for law enforcement, right? A mess. Here's what they say happened on May 27, 2019. Cox, a senior police officer, that means he had been a police officer for a long time. And if you believe he's been a police officer that long, and this is the first time it happened, you're dreaming. On May 27, 2019, Cox, a senior police officer, responded to a noise complaint involving the 17-year-old and her friend in a car at a parking lot in Portsmouth, according to documents. It was the early hours of Memorial Day when the senior officer told the teen to drive home, as she hadn't broken any laws except the city's curfew. The officer was unaware Cox went on to follow her. I'm sorry. This officer, I don't think that they wrote this article right. That should be the victim was unaware Cox went on to follow her in his marked Portsmouth Police Department car, according to the prosecutors. When the teenager and her 18-year-old friend stopped to get gas, Cox pulled up and activated the vehicle's blue police lights, but not his body-worn camera. Cox threatened to ticket the 17-year-old for, quote, numerous minor offenses, end quote, with the intention to coerce her into having sex with him, according to prosecutors. The teen then drove home with Cox trailing behind in his police car and sought to have her friend stay at her house, court documents say. However, Cox is accused of having the teen drive her friend home to get her alone so he could carry out his ultimate plan. After the teen dropped off her friend, Cox told her to drive to a parking lot. She listened to Cox's demand and was presented with a deal of engaging in different sexual acts with him in exchange to avoid being ticketed, according to sentencing documents. She listened to Cox's the teen told Cox, quote, she did not want to engage in any sex acts, but because she feared and believed she had no other choice, she got into his car, end of quote. Afterwards, Cox drove her to an isolated location and raped her in the car, according to prosecutors. Following the assault, the teen reported immediately. Cox lied about the circumstances of the rape in an interview with Portsmouth police detectives. Ahead of his federal sentencing, the government argued in support of a 20-year sentence for Cox. He faced a mandatory sentence of 15 years and had requested the court to consider that sentence and nothing longer, according to a sentencing document on his behalf. Um, Documents obtained stated that being a Portsmouth police officer was Cox's dream job, and he betrayed the trust of his community and family. However, the same documents wrote that a 15-year prison sentence um, for Cox would be excessive, and sometimes the process itself, the arrest, the public humiliation, the difficult talks with family, the serious and long-standing collateral consequences of a conviction is what is really needed. Meaning, oh, he already suffered enough from the embarrassment. We don't need to tackle on years in prison. He's an officer, and you know what happens to officers in prison. We know what happens to 17-year-old girls in the hands of officers when they're alone. How about that? How about that's our concern, not the concern of a person who was sexually assaulted and raped a minor. I don't need to read no more. He's going to prison. He will be registered as a sex offender. This is what y'all have in law enforcement out of the great state of Virginia. This is what y'all have going on. I don't know what else y'all want from me. I don't know what else y'all want from me. And like I said, they said he was a senior officer. And if he's so, willy nilly, so easily offered this to this girl, thank God she felt strong enough to go and report it afterwards. How many women and girls fell victim to this over the years? How many? How many? Because if you expect me to believe that this is a one and doneer and this is the only one, you're dreaming. And if you expect me to believe that officers around the country don't do similar things, hey, if you want, I could give you this ticket. If you want, I got enough to arrest you for X, Y, and Z. But if you give me a little sloppy toppy over here, if you going on over here, open them legs, been on over, let me do what I got to do. I act like none of this happened. The man followed her. He followed her. The girl had only violated curfew. So he told her to go home. She went to go get some gas. She was going to have her friend come home with her so she ain't had no more issues. He told her, take him home. And I'm going to follow you. Take him home. Remember, he turned on his police light. He knew exactly what he was doing. He followed her to the gas station, turned on the police lights and say, yeah, girl, you ain't stop at that stop sign all the way. I saw your wheels cross over into the yellow area. I got about 5 or 6 violations. I can write you about $500 or $600 in tickets right now. What you want to do? Take his ass home. I'm telling you now, take his ass home. You know how this go. I'm just saying, a mess. Excuse me, y'all. My nose is starting to hold on. It's starting to leak. Hold on 1 second. I ain't gonna let y'all get me. My nose is starting to leak. And all right. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Had to make sure I ain't want no accidents on camera. Y'all be talking about me. Y'all say be like, oh, y'all saw that coming out his nose. Oh Lord. Didn't talk about me. All right. Listen, these are all our sugar spiky moments. In other news, this is a story that I have been avoiding. I've been seeing it the last 2 or 3 days, and it's just been bothering me. This is a trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. In yet another travesty of justice, in yet another travesty of justice, a Colorado police officer who put Elijah McClain in a chokehold is back on his job and getting over $200,000 in back pay. The Aurora Police Department is reintegrating one of the officers involved in the arrest and subsequent death of, or I should say, subsequent murder of Elijah McClain into its force. After a 2-year suspension without pay, the officer will not only be restored to his suburban Denver department, but also receive over $200,000 in back pay. City officials announced that after a jury found him not guilty of manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide, Officer Nathan Woodyard will be permitted to serve and protect despite the deadly result of the 2019 interaction with Elijah McClain. Woodyard and two other officers were charged in relation to McClain's death, resulting in his suspension without pay. The Aurora City Charter indicates that all officers found facing felony charges must be suspended without pay until the completion of the trial. It also notes that if the officer is acquitted, as in the case of Woodyard, they would be allowed to come back to the Colorado City's department. During a highly publicized 2-week criminal trial, it was asserted that the officer's use of chokehold and excessive force, as highlighted by the local coroner's office, played a crucial role in Elijah McClain's death. The coroner's office report suggested that when combined with the administration of a potentially lethal dose of ketamine by an emergency response team, those officers contributed to the tragic demise of the 23-year-old. I can't read anymore. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting real triggered. He's scheduled to receive $212,546, according to the announcement on Tuesday. $212,546. $212,546. You know what angers me the most about this case? Witnesses say that when they stopped this man for no reason, who did have some mental challenges, he had some cognitive handicaps, and he knew that, he was aware. They said that as they were, trying to throw him down, he was like, no, it's okay. I'm just different. Please, please, I'm not doing anything. I'm just different, because he was very aware that he did have some, cognitive issues. And so that was one of the things that his family says that he was taught to tell people so that they understood, that he was there. And so he would tell people, hey, it's okay. Just cool out. I'm just different. And that just rings in my head every time I hear this case. And when you see the face of this black man that was just choked out, and not only were they choked out, the medical professionals then came and injected him with a lethal dose of ketamine while he was being choked out. So this is murder. And for you people in the great state of Colorado to tell me that, oh no, nothing to see here, he did nothing wrong. Matter of fact, we're going to give him $212,546 in back pay for bothering him, because we bothered him. We're bothering him in his time. Not that he bothered this black man that was doing nothing at all but going home, but we're bothering him. I got to move on because I feel myself getting triggered. I got to move on. I can't. Mm-mm, I can't. Mm-mm, nope. Can't do it. Won't do it. I had a few of you all send me the story out of Kansas City, Kansas, at Shawnee Mission East High School, where the black female student was assaulted by the white boy. The black girl was assaulted by the white boy and called the N word several times as he was physically assaulting this black girl, and broke to the point where he broke her nose. Y'all sent me that. So I'm not going to go through the gory details of that situation. However, there is an update to that story. So the update is that there were protests at the school. Students walked out. The school board ended up having to have an emergency review hearing yesterday. Um, I feel like let me read it because I feel like some of y'all aren't aware of the story. Let me read the story then, because some of y'all may not be aware of the story. A 15-year-old male student from Shawnee Mission East High School in suburban Kansas City, Kansas, has been charged with felony aggravated battery in a Johnson County District Court for allegedly breaking his classmate's nose in a hallway fight. The two sophomores had a heated exchange captured on video, ending with the male student rushing down the hall screaming, "What, N word, what?" and violently punching the black girl, who responded with a right hook to his face. The community in Prairie Village and Shawnee Mission, Kansas, believes that racism was at the center of the altercation, particularly since right before the fight, the black girl was involved in another exchange with two white girls. That was the whole crux of it. The black girl got in an argument with two white. The black girl got in an argument with two white girls. The white boy ain't have nothing to do with it, except for he was friends with the white girls, and that's when he went running down the hall saying, "What, N word, what?" and punched the black girl in the face and broke her nose. Yeah, that's what we got going on. The assault led to local protesters and students organizing a school walkout in response to the incident. Students said that they did not feel safe at the school and asserted that school administrators had not previously taken their concerns regarding racism on campus seriously. Quote, "That young lady was the victim of a hate crime and it should be treated as such," end quote, said Anisha Jackson, a parent of a now graduated Shawnee Mission student. Um, she went on to say she was not protecting herself essentially from videos I saw as she was being assaulted. And I'm not sure why she got suspended, because the black girl ended up getting suspended as well. So the school board ended up having an emergency review hearing um, regarding the incident, and the male student was mandated to be held in custody. He will face charges as a minor. The teen, whose name is being withheld without because of his age, has been in trouble before. The white boy, he's been in trouble before. He is currently facing charges including aggravated battery, aggravated assault, and battery in a separate case from June this past year, according to court documents. The female student also faced a penalty for her part in the fight. Her parents say she was suspended for 5 days. The district has declined to provide details about its response to the incident or any punishment measures implemented. And here's what a district spokesperson said: "While we cannot share specific information about the incident or the district's response, the district wants to reassure the community it takes proactive measures to create a safe educational environment where every student feels a sense of belonging. End of quote. Which clearly can't be true because you got whole ass protests going on at your school because the black students are saying you never take these things seriously. And the only reason that we can believe that you're taking this seriously is because there was video that went viral. The Black Student, hey D, what's going on, D? The Black Student Solidarity Network, a youth-led organization formed in 2022 amidst a surge of racial violence in Kansas and Missouri, has urged the district to expel the white student and issue a formal and public apology to the girl for suspending her. They ain't gonna do that. I can tell you that. They are not gonna do that. Child. Is that all my sugar spike moments? I hope so. God, I hope so. Yes. Here's the story. This is gonna be my last one, y'all. We gonna get out of here after this. I ain't covering none of my headline. I'm gonna cover my headlines after this story. I'm just gonna read the headline. Y'all tell me if y'all want this. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read the headline to this next story. If you want me to go through this story, press 27. If you say no, L Teddy, we can get to our celebrity news headliners and forget this story, press 1. 27 to continue with this reading this story, 1 to go to our celebrity headliner news and skip the story. Everybody understand? Here's the headline. Y'all ready? Indiana man found with handgun hidden in his rectum after being taken into custody. Ooh. I'm just gonna let y'all decide that. You know what y'all want from me? Just reading the article. I'm just reading the headlines. Just reading the headlines. Oh, they said 27. Here's the story. An Indiana ex-convict who is prohibited from carrying a firearm had a handgun hidden in his rectum when he was booked into jail and underwent a body scan and strip search. Christopher Boyd, 32, was a passenger riding in a vehicle that police pulled over in the city of Evansville on Monday at about 2 a.m. for an obscured license plate. The driver and second passenger were released without charges after they were searched by police. But when officers patted down Boyd, they discovered a small bag with multiple pills in his right sock. According to a police report obtained by the Smoking Gun, Boyd claimed the pills were Percocets that he had received from his Aunt Trish to help with the pain from having a bullet lodged in his spine. Boyd also said during the search that he could not spread his legs because of his spinal injury. While searching in Boyd's groin, Boyd tensed up, police said. The suspect was asked if he had anything stuffed in his groin or buttocks. The report noted, but Boyd stated that he did not. After Boyd was transported to the county jail, he was observed walking with a limp and appeared to be clenching his buttocks when he walks. How you know if the man was clenching his butt cheeks or not? Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Hey, SJ. Child girl. Boyd was subsequently put through a body scanner and a large object was detected in his groin region. A strip search revealed 2 plastic bags containing marijuana tucked next to Boyd's scrotum. Recreational marijuana remains illegal in Indiana. Boyd then tensed up and refused to comply and was lowered to the ground. An officer lowered Boyd's pants to remove the item that was in his rectum, but the suspect continued to clench his buttocks. The officer was able to see that the object Boyd had in his rectum was a handgun, and the firearm was subsequently removed. You can't make this stuff up, y'all. You can't make this stuff up. It is unclear whether the handgun was loaded. Police confirmed that the firearm was not stolen. The gun hidden in Boyd's rectum was a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, a 380 caliber pistol that weighs about 12 ounces and is about 5 inches long, if y'all want to know. Oh, God. The gun has a micro frame and is lightweight and simple to use and is perfectly suited for concealed carry, according to the manufacturer's website. Listen, here's my question. How was it lodged in there? Like it was like, was it just like between the cracks, or was part of it? Because they specifically said in the rectum. So for something to be in your rectum, that means it's inserted. How in the hell? I, 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 the horrible mental pictures that I'm having right now. The horrible mental pictures that I'm having right now. The horrible mental pictures that I'm having right now. Like, was the butt of the gun in there, or the barrel? Which part? Child. They said the thing is about 5 inches. Let me look this gun up. I'm gonna look this gun up. I'm gonna see what this looked like. Hold on. They say it was a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, right? Which is a ooh, ooh, ooh. No, I'm trying to figure out how that was in there. Oh. Like you got the whole thing in there? Oh God. Jesus. Anyway, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna get is Really Be going live? Because I need to get out of here. Really Be is going live. Is Really Be live already set, y'all? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Can somebody tell me if Really Be's live is already set? Y'all let me know. I'm not gonna get to my headlines today. We will be back here at 8:30. Me, Really Be, and Ebby for Chasing Atlanta review panel. 8:30 tonight. Beat me here. Don't meet me here. Beat me here. 8:30 tonight, y'all. Programming note. 8:30 tonight for the Chasing Atlanta panel with me, Ebby, and Really B. Me, Ebby, and Really B. Is Really B already live, y'all? She might already be live. Hold on. Let me see. Ha ha ha. Is Really Be already live, y'all? Hold on. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing with Really Be. I don't see Really Be's live. I don't see one. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm about to get off here now. We're gonna end now. I gotta go get ready for this live. I gotta go I watched the episode, but I gotta take some quick notes so I can be ready for the live this evening at 8:30. Okay. Make sure y'all come back around here at 8:30. We're gonna be live. We're gonna be clowning, doing what we got to do to talk about this chasing Atlanta. From what I seen, the episode and all, they ain't have a lot going on. So we're gonna try and make it do what it do and make the best of it. That's all I got. All I got for y'all. All right. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal present and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I'm sorry I did not get to my celebrity headline news today, but we'll do it tomorrow. Until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.